What is good? If you are watching this, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. We're going to get into the Mad Max review. Now, usually you guys would see me do these reviews with my face cam and only my face cam, but instead I wanted to show gameplay. And first, we're going to get right into the combat. Now, so I'm not in a position to show the combat, but I would like to talk about it. So if you've ever played any type of Batman game, for example, this game is the combat is more like Batman. Now there's guns and stuff like that, but it's not like crazy um, at all. And then you also got the driving, obviously, and the driving is pretty nice. The driving is actually like really good. I will say that though, sometimes, especially in the beginning, if your car is not upgraded, a lot of the fights you can get into are not very fun, and they can get really annoying and on your nerves, mainly due to the fact that this game is made a certain way. You might be like, "Oh, what do you mean?" And what I mean by that is, for example, your car is not as upgraded as it could be. Let me turn this guy down because this guy is annoying, man. I didn't realize I needed to do this, but yeah. A lot of the issues with the game is that during certain missions, you need to upgrade. Because if you don't upgrade, you will be pretty much stuck for good. Like, it sucks, but it's true. Um, and, you know, that's an issue by itself. But I will say that this is a good game, and we'll get right into that. So, now, the issues that exist within this game are mostly um, due to you having upgrades, which means you're gonna have to do a lot of repeating, not missions, but repeating for example, taking over their bases, doing these death runs, doing these little intel encounters, doing these scarecrow things, being able to get all these locations to basically not be red like mine are. Except usually to beat the game, you don't need everything, and also to get some upgrades you need, or like in the locations like Deep Fryer, for example. This is one of them that you need right here. But you really don't need that much to actually go to the Pink Eye territory, which is Dead Barrens. You really don't. And then you go to Gas Down, and then all of a sudden you need to upgrade more things. So right about here is where you need to upgrade towards right here, because you got to wait and you got to upgrade certain weapons to be able to knock down a gate, because this whole thing right here, this yellow line, for the Deep Barrens, the wall basically it goes all the way here. Now we've opened this up, we opened this passage up, so we're good to be able to travel through there now. But basically, I'm saying that this is the map, and a lot of these areas and a lot of missions, or not a lot, but some of the missions require you to have certain parts for your vehicle, including these type of things, which is like the RAM, for example, or the grill, the armor, the engine, the exhaust. I'm pretty sure is one of them. Tires, all of it. Not all of it, but most of this stuff is actually better to upgrade to beat the game. Not all of it is needed, but I will say it's a lot easier because you will have some time spending beating the game. Now, I'm not going to go too much into the story for reasons, but let me also show you the collectibles. Now, there's Archangels, which are the things that go on top, or they are the vehicles, my bad, that are really nice, but you usually have to win races for these. And I haven't really entered very many races. I've done the one that you have to do for the main story, and that's about it. But a lot of this has to do with you collecting these vehicles, basically just by traveling the world, and then getting in a fight with an enemy, getting the enemy killed, and then taking their vehicle and then bringing it to one of the 5 strongholds, I think. And then you're good, and then you also have the history relics, which I think is about Max's past, or just about, no, maybe not about Max's, just about the past in general of people's different lives, and different things like that. I don't really have a lot, but yeah. I would say I definitely recommend this game for sure, but it can get a little annoying. And then you also got the camps. It says I have 0%, which I'm kind of surprised about, to be honest, but alright. I didn't know if I have ever broken into one of the camps. I thought I had, but I guess I have not, surprisingly. So I guess you really don't need the camps to upgrade your vehicle, which I think is a little not true, but I mean, okay. Anyways, you also have hood ornaments. Now, I'm gonna be honest. Now, this obviously goes on your vehicle. You can put it on the front or the back. I will say that they're not that good. Like, in any form, they're really not. Like, what the hell is this? Let's be real, okay? Who looks at this and goes, oh, that's cool? You know what I mean? Like, that's just what I'm saying. Anyways, this is my, you also can see the abilities here. I obviously don't have very much upgraded, as you can tell from the longevity being only one upgraded, metabolism one upgrade, channeling one upgrade, and institution. You can see the descriptions. Use a token to increase max's level, and I have 51 tokens, so that just says enough. Now you also have these challenges that you can do, and there's quite a bit actually. Um, well, I've kind of done a lot actually, I think, but I don't know for sure. Yeah, I've completed 45 and there's active 38, so I would say that these are definitely worth doing if you like being able to collect everything in the game. Anyways, we're gonna check out the characters now. So you also have the. I'll get into the Scrotus enemies before I get into the main enemies, but these are the main enemies of the whole game, I would say. Um, that you do also, and you usually fight them along the way. I will say that, for example, I think it's this dude. No, it's not that dude. This dude right here, Jabberboy. He has a knife, and these guys are one of the annoying ones, but he is not the most annoying. I would say the most annoying is, I think, the War Dog. And these war dogs basically run at you and grab you, and all they're doing is grabbing you so other people can punch you and things like that. And they really don't. They do a lot of damage just by grabbing you, and I think it's a little bit dumb, but it's okay. It's not a big deal. And these shield guys have to be even more annoying, especially when you're fighting them along with other enemies. I will say that is not a very fun situation at all. And then you also have the vehicles that they drive, and that's pretty much it for those guys. Roadkill enemies. Now these are the other type of enemies. These enemies aren't really that important, and they're not like a big thing in the game, I would say. Like these are kind of the enemies that you'll see most likely by just driving around and just driving pretty much and chilling. But it's okay. And now buzzard enemies. Now usually you find these in the top right side of the map. I'll show you guys that in a moment in the map, but I just want to get through all this. But basically, you fight the buzzards on the right side of the map. Usually, I think you can find them on the other parts of the map, but it's not very often. And here are some of the locations. This is the Great White Desert, which is the desert surrounding the map. You can travel it. I don't know how far you can travel. I think you can die after you travel so far out. And there's Dead Barrens that we already looked at, and now that's Gastown. Gastown is where there's a race you have to do, and there's also the main boss, I would say. You don't fight him here, but that is a location. And now this is the Dead Barrens Pass. This is what I was talking about having to upgrade your vehicle to get through. You need a specific upgrade to get through this gate. And you have to upgrade your vehicle for that, which means you have to do missions and stuff like that to grab scrap, because scrap is a very easy way to upgrade your vehicle, and it is probably the by far easiest way, and it's better anyway. Airport. Now this is also in the Buzzard Country. You will go there during one of the missions. I think one or two missions actually. But anyways, yep. And then this is Graveyard. I think this is the cultural significance for buzzards. This is one of the main areas you start off on when you drive through in the very beginning of the game. Chum's hideout. Now Chum is one of the characters we'll get into in a moment here, but this is his hideout. Now this is Jeet's territory. Jeet is a ally of you, and you can do some missions for him, inside missions and stuff like that. And this is Jeet's Stronghold, which is, you just can see it right there. It has the little bridge that drops down, and it's just kind of like a tower type thing, like a lighthouse. And you also got Gutcaster's territory, which is another ally that you can also do side missions for. And that's a Stronghold is just like a boat, kind of split in half almost. Pink Eye Territory, which is another ally that you can also do side quests for. This will be seen not too far from Gastown, but it is one of the main locations you probably will travel along with after you get through the gate. And that's just another picture of the Stronghold. And then you also have Deep Friar's Strong Territory. You don't really have like any main missions there until the end of the game. Excuse me, towards the end of the game. You can travel there early and do side missions if you would like. Because yes, there's side missions, and yes, this is also an ally of yours. I would say this one isn't as important as the other allies, but I also don't think the allies are that important anyway towards the main story, but they are allies. And this is the Dunes region, which is, the Buzzard area, and it's basically, I think it's closer to the border of the rest of the map. So, yeah. Outer Graves. Now the Outer Graves is the lower part of the Great White. As you can see, you can see the little the like balloon thingy down there, which is Chum's hideout, and this is this is just like right outside of that. You find this place in the beginning of the game also. The Fuel Veins region. I don't really know where this is exactly. I haven't explored too much. But it does say it's into the Dead Barrens. The jaw is heavily guarded by Scrotus. Basically, it's by the Great White. It is part of the Great White, so there you guys go. Parch Moon region is the heart of Gutcash's territory, so this is basically just right outside of Gutcash's territory. Knit Sack region on the edge of Red Rocks, and in the Knit Sack region, a barren stretch of coastline which is zigzagged by ancient crumbled freeways. My bad. I think this is closer to the border of Dead Barrens, but I might be wrong about that. Now, Mortal Bite, this is a race. I apologize if you guys hear the dogs barking, but this is a race. Now I don't think I've done this race. I don't really like doing races too much. They're kind of like like I don't really like them very much. A lot of time they can get annoying, especially if you don't have the right upgrades. And that's another thing is some races actually require upgrades that you might not have. Anyways, I think that's the last ones I'm going to go through, because a lot of these just have to do with territories, and they're really not worth talking about, as you guys could tell towards the end there. Now, here's our main character, Max. Now, as you guys can see, it has like a description on the right. Max a loner on the run from himself and his past, which is very true. He lost a family. I think he had a wife and child who he has lost. You also, if you look closely onto his character, he also has some dog tags on him, which means that he's probably lost other people, not just his family. So it tells you he likes traveling alone because he doesn't like giving trust out. As you can see in his description, it says right above, I need peace. To find peace, I must reach the plains of silence. To reach them, I need a machine as good as the black on black or better. And as you can tell, he needs peace away from his past and from any future events, which he runs into. And, without spoilers or anything like that, he's ran into people that will lead a big part of his story. And I would say that's a really good thing. And Scrotus. Now, this is the main enemy, I would say. He's the one you fight at the end of the game. You also you don't fight him in the beginning of the game. Max does in like a cutscene type thing. And then that's how you kind of like go along with the story. Is you're looking for Scrotus basically, and then you want to get your revenge on him for stealing your vehicle. Now, ignore that one. Now, Chumbucket is also a character you meet in the beginning of the game. He also used to work at Gastown, but he stopped doing that for a while. I don't know why, but you meet him in the beginning of the game, and he kind of becomes your friend. He also has a dog. I don't know if it'll show in the characters, though. And here is Hope. Now, Hope is, let's just say, she is fucking gorgeous. You can't be lying here, right? She is absolutely beautiful, okay? Okay, let's just put it that way. Let's lay it on the ground. She is absolutely beautiful. Very good character. Now, she kind of takes a liking to Max and thinks that he's different than everyone else. And I'm not going to go into spoilers, but basically, she just thinks he's different, and she kind of romances him in some ways. And that's pretty much it about Hope. Now, This is Hope's daughter, Glory. Now, Glory, um, I don't really know too much about Glory. She's not like a big part of the story. You see her very small segments of the game. Towards the end, you'll see her, but in the beginning, you only see her, but you actually have talking with her towards the end of the game and all that other stuff. Anyways, continuing. Outcrier, which is a guy that works at the gas town. He's the leader of the gas town races, basically. And he's an outcrier, so like if somebody was to attack Gastown, basically the outcrier would use that speakerphone and would call all the men, and the men would become stronger, which also is a thing in bases that I didn't really talk about, but yeah, there wasn't really much about that. Anyways, continuing. Now this is Stank Gum. I will say the Stank Gum is probably one of the most annoying characters. I'm joking, but yes, he's annoying, and he's not like a big enemy though. I wouldn't say. It's actually like I would say he's just an enemy that kind of is Scrotus's favorite person, basically, and he follows Scrotus's orders no matter what. And yeah, that's pretty much it about Stank Gum. Now, Crowdazzle, he's also one of the people that run one of the main races in the game. That you don't really do too many races for the main storyline. You do, I think, about two. And this is the guy that you this is the one that's the first race. You don't have to do any other races with him unless you want to, of course. But anyways, yeah. Uh, Now this guy is a mechanic. He's not really a big part of the game. It's kind of surprising they even gave him a name, to be honest, because I didn't actually know that he had a name, because I don't think anyone called him by his name. I might be wrong about that, but yeah. Hope takes you to him at a certain part of the game, and basically he helps you out, and then shits on you, pretty much. But yeah, that's pretty much that's it about Dominus or whatever his name is. Now Scab. Scab used to be Scrotus's war boy, and he used to be really like good with Scrotus, but then Scrotus actually called him weak. And you'll also meet him with a Dominus, and he gives you blood because you were injured. Anyways, continuing. Now this is Tenderloin, who is very smart part of the game. You have to beat a race to clear the depth off her, and she basically that was the first race, and basically she goes with you to another race and becomes your fighter. And where you battle it out in an arena. She's not really an important character at all, so we'll keep going. Now you got G. Obviously, I showed you guys his stronghold. He is an ally of Max, and he should just be in his stronghold. That's pretty much all he really is. And he's on the right side of the map. I'll talk about the strongholds in a minute again on the map. Give me a moment. Now Gut Gash, I would say, is another ally. I wouldn't say I like him more than Jeet, to be honest. I think I like Pink Eye the most out of everyone, but I will say that Gut Gash is still pretty decent person. I mean, he also imprisoned Hope, and that's kind of where you meet Hope, is in Gut Gash's territory. Continuing, now this is Pink Eye. Now I think Pink Eye is kind of a badass, not gonna cap. Um, but basically, she's an honest person. She's a veteran of the Wasteland Wars, which is something that happened before Max got here. I don't remember all of it, but yeah, she's a character that is I would say is pretty interesting compared to the other ones. And there's a lot more to her. But what I'll tell you guys is she is an ally. Anyways, continue, and she also has better side quests than everyone else, I would say. So continuing. Now, Deep Fryer also has pretty good side quests, I would say. I wouldn't say he's my favorite at all. He's not a main character, and he's not like a main ally or anything like that. Like, he's an ally, but he's not that important. And also, he's a preacher of Gastown, as you can read. However, he also kind of is, you know, feel at odds with Scroto's underlings who believe in death by combat instead of glorious death by fire. Basically, in his religion, he believes that you have to die by fire, not by just dying in combat, which is kind of weird, to be honest, because either way, you could technically die by fire in combat. I don't know, but why would you expect yourself to burn alive? That doesn't make sense. Now, Griffa is not like a really important character, and he's not like a big part of the character, which is really surprising to me, honest. Like he's like a really good character though. They just didn't really explore him too much. He kind of just stalked Max the whole game. That's pretty much it about him, to be honest. Now this is the dog that you will meet that Chumbucket kind of owns, I think. No, 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 never mind. I lied. You don't. Chumbucket does not own him. Max finds him in the beginning of the game with Chumbucket. I would say he was also a really good thing. In Gaspard Grope, these other characters do not matter as much. They are just the bosses that you will fight in these, and same thing with the question marks, are the same bosses you will fight in these bases and stuff like that. Anyways, let me do the last thing I got to talk about, and that is their dunes and stuff like that, and their strongholds. Now, this is the dunes region, which is what I was talking about, I think, right around here. Is the airport that I showed you guys, and here's Deep Fryer right here. And then this is Gastown, which isn't like a base you can take over, which is kind of shitty, but yeah. And now these are the bases that I was talking about, the tank camps. I should just call them camps, not bases, because that's not what they are. But I would say these are what you kind of need to take over to get more scrap and all that good stuff. And you will also need to get vantage outposts, or you don't need to get vantage outposts, but vantage outposts help you find out where things are in the area. So you kind of should do that, but you don't have to. And this is Pink Eye Stronghold, as you guys can tell. Now here's the gates I already showed you guys. Here is more of the... Here's Gut Gash's territory, which is where you find Hope. And Chum's hideout is all the way down here, which I think you start the game like right here, like outside of the world, and you kind of drive in right about here probably. And this is where he is. And this is where Jeet is, which you should probably just go along that way. So just drive up here, go to Jeet, go to Gut Cash, and then go to Pink Eye, which is how the main story kind of plays out. And he, shows up here. Anyways, I think that I'm gonna end. I will say that I definitely recommend this game, even though it does have some repeating, things on the game, which kind of sucks. And basically, I would say that it's worth it. Anyways, thanks for watching. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. I'm gonna go take a thumbnail with this camera somewhere. Anyways, thanks for watching. Like I said, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. It means a lot. Follow my Twitch. It is in the description of the video. Peace out. Much love.